All right. Hello there, stream. It's been a minute. By a minute, I mean about 2 weeks. Yeah, we were gone for a while, but we're back now. Uh, we were hoping to do a little bit of streaming over the 2 week break, but we didn't end up being able to do it. So let's make sure this is okay. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. Hey there, welcome in. It's been a little while. Hope you're doing okay. But yeah, today we're doing some Factorio. I got the uh finally made the stream. Yeah, pretty cool. All right. Before we get started, I'm gonna double check what I have in terms of mods because I did have a couple of mods last time I played. I don't know if we still want them. Auto deconstruct is nice. These are all just very simple quality of life mods. Book of it 4 and bar shortly after. Oh, great. Fun. That sucks. Hope you're feeling okay. No, that is just her being sick at this game, I'm pretty sure. Doesn't like this game. But let me just update these really quick. I'm gonna restart my game, but it's fine. Yeah, so I do have a couple of mods installed, but each of these are essentially just, to put it simply, they're just very, very slight quality of my light mod, quality of light, quality of life mods, right? Rail worlds. Want this seed preview. Make sure this is the right one. Yes, but I want cliffs off because I don't like cliffs. Let's go ahead and play. Yeah, I honestly don't know specifically exactly why they did that, but if I had to guess, it's because they don't like the game. Seems like it might not be, though. I don't know. It's something. Anyways, we're doing Factorio. I don't know if you know this game. I don't care right now. But more or less, this will give us a little bit. This gives us a lot of stuff to do. Factorio is an automation simulator game kind of thing. It's kind of difficult to explain if you don't know the genre. But this is more or less the original one. And then later on, things like Satisfactory came about. I don't know, what are some other ones? Dyson Sphere program, I know, is the one. But there's a decent number of games like this at this point. Factorio was one of the original ones, and the basic premise of this is you try and automate as much as possible if you know Minecraft mod packs like It or I guess Create. Create is probably the most similar thing to this. It's not one to one by a long shot, but it is probably the most similar in terms of like content. Also, thank you for the happy poop. It's greatly appreciated. See if I remember the controls. It's not Q. Okay. E is inventory. Control click. Let's put it in. There we go. Also, thank you everyone for stopping by. We already got 12 viewers in chat. That's really appreciated for everyone who's able to come and check out the stream. Thank you for that. Got plenty of stuff to do. I really need to get controls again. I have not really touched computers in the past 2 weeks. Like very, very briefly, technically. I was on my laptop doing stuff for like work and everything, but I'm getting used to it again. Anyways, I keep pressing that, and I all I want to do. I need to grab some iron. Then we can start doing a little bit more stuff. I already got it. Oh, right, they changed this slightly, didn't they? Right, they changed this. So instead of having a lot of things unlocked by default, you now have to unlock it by doing certain very basic tasks. So I just unlocked electronics. What'd that give me? Yeah, here. It gave me copper cables, electronic circuits, labs, inserters, and electric poles. Quite a few things. Quite a few. All of those are rather important, so it's a good thing I got them. Anyway, we're smelting some iron now, which is great because it's pretty important to get iron. I do need a little bit more if I want to actually make another drill. But essentially what I've done so far is just placed a drill on a coal patch and have it run into a furnace. So I'm getting automatic coal, which is pretty convenient, but I do have to keep going and refilling my my drill just because it's not gathering the coal for itself, it's gathering it for the furnace. So what we can do in a second, just to keep the coal production flow going, is create another drill and have it point into the original one. I'm also going to make another drill to do some stuff with. Alright, so I'm going to throw these two just in my hotbar really quick. There we go. Now they're just pumping coal into each other. Going to be getting some infinite coal for a little bit. I'm going to have to manually grab it, but it's going to keep working, and that's what we care about. Now that we've done that, I'm going to go set up another one up here. I'm going to split the coal evenly between these two, and we're going to start getting some iron automatically smelted. Nice. So, yeah, you can kind of see how this is playing out so far. Not super complicated. More or less, I'm just gathering resources as you would in something like Minecraft or whatever other game. It does seem pretty abundant in this game, and it is. The resources are pretty abundant. The problem is once this patch dries up, because it does eventually dry up, you can see, maybe you can't see, but each of these little tiles has a certain amount of ore in it, and once that's used up, it's gone. So you need to go find another patch. You can see there's another patch of coal over here we can get to. We have two patches of stone pretty close by. But eventually we're going to have to go to find some more. Over here, these little red spots. We'll get to those eventually. But red is bad. Red is not good things. Let's take a look at what we can do next. Honestly, I'm thinking we just do another iron drill. Copper is important, don't get me wrong, but starting off, copper is low priority. Not low priority, but like a lot further underneath iron, more or less. Is that about even? Is it? Yeah, whatever. That's good enough. Anyways, yeah, iron is a lot more important than the other things. But speaking of iron, we have now harvested enough that we're able to do steam power. The question is, do we want to do that right now? Is there much a reason to do it at this exact moment? Probably not really, honestly. Um, One thing we do need to actually research electric mining drills now, which does kind of suck. There's a lot of things in here that you used to just get for free, and now they cost stuff to research. The main ones being uh electric mining drills, radars. These two used to be you used to just have them by default. You're able to craft them whenever. Radars are fine. I don't care that much about radars, but electric mining drills, kind of important. Those are kind of an important thing. All right. I think for now, let's do one more burner combo or burner combo. Uh, Furnace smelter combo just to get a little bit of copper automated. We don't need this a ton, like I kept saying. It's not the most high priority thing in the world, but it is nice to have. It is nice to have a little bit of extra copper, just in case we ever end up needing it. Uh, for now, don't really have a specific technology we need to research, but I think let's start crafting some stuff to make the burners and see what happens. So we need an offshore pump. This will pump water out of the lake up to the top left for us. We're going to need a boiler, which will turn that water into steam. And then we need a steam engine, which will actually use that steam to create power. Also, if you sent a message, it is completely blank. So I hope that was intentional, because if not, I have no clue what you said. Anyways, yeah, let's go back up here. Actually, before we do that, I want to grab some more coal so that we can actually power the boiler for a little bit. That'll be enough for a little bit of time. While everything's smelting, we'll go set that up. Now, one thing I am a little bit worried about, I'm not sure, probably can't see them from here. I'll just say now, red dots, like I mentioned before, they are bad. They are not something we particularly want to hang out with. In essence, those are the aliens, and the aliens do not like the pollution we're putting on their planet. So, at some point, if we're polluting too much, which will happen, they're gonna start looking at us and getting a little wary. So, just keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that. I'm sure it's fine. Keep an eye out. You said space. Fair enough. Just said space bar. That's reasonable. Okay. I do need a little bit more copper. Good thing I started smelting it. And we can make a lab. Labs are extremely important. Essentially, what they do is they allow us to second. They are what let us actually learn new things. We have most the first few things we have learned in the research tab. We've gotten a few things that way just by gathering resources and all. That's the exception rather than the norm. What we usually have to do is something like automation. This is an important one. This is a pretty cheap, but it is very important. In essence, in order to actually learn new things, we need to create these things called science packs. The most simple science pack, which we have unlocked right now, takes iron gears, copper plates, which is essentially just 2 iron, 1 copper. So let's make 10 of those, as that's the cost for automation. And now we can place our lab over by our power, and we can start doing things. Okay. I'm going to start bringing a bit of our power over this way. We don't have all that many cables, or poles, or whatever you want to call them. Electric poles. Don't have all that many of them yet, but I'll start wiring it down to our actual thing. Let's see, how are we doing? We're using up some of our fuel, not a ton. And now we've got enough automation packs in there that we just leave that, let it keep going, and eventually our automation research will be done. So that's how research works. We're going to be, basically the entire point of this game is to have that happen as fast as possible. Because you may have noticed, even though we crafted just like 10 of them, that took maybe not a minute, but like a good little while to craft all of those. That only costs 10, but you can look ahead and like green science packs. I mean, you make 75 of them. This one I'm gonna need to make 100. In the future, when we are using green and red science packs, we're gonna need to do. Let's see, we've got 100 again, another 100. Actually, there should be one or two there around 150, 200. I don't specifically see them. 150. There we go. 120. 250. That one's real bad. That's also 250. Eventually we'll get more. We'll get gray, which is military. We'll get blue, which is just the next level. We'll get up to purple and yellow and I think white at some point. Yeah, I've never even gotten up to that point, honestly. I haven't gotten that far in the game before. But essentially the entire point of the game is to create those science packs automatically, because doing them by hand would take an infinitely long amount of time. Not infinitely long, but a very, very long amount of time. Also, I'm not sure if you can technically craft all of them. I know some of the ingredients you wouldn't be able to craft, but anyways. Also, hello, welcome in. It's been 2 weeks since you've seen my streams. That makes sense because we have not streamed in 2 weeks. We posted a couple of videos, which maybe you saw, maybe you didn't. Not many people saw them, to be honest, but yeah, we've been gone, so that's why. That is the reason. Anyways, what should we make next? We could do turrets, which are important. I don't know if we need them quite yet. You should watch the videos, that's true. After the stream is done, you should go watch the videos. Very good videos. I made a few of them. Made a few of them. Also, you may notice me picking up fish. These give you a little bit of instant healing. They're kind of powerful. And that's why I'm grabbing them right now. And you can see up. Actually, you probably can't see on stream. I think you can kind of see it now. Up to the left, we got some bad guys, and they're kind of a little bit close, a lot closer than I would like them to be at the very least. There's not really much we can do about that now. We can start trying to take on those nests once we do have turrets and a decent bit of ammo crafted. But at the current moment, that might be a little bit far out of the realm of possibility. We're watching your baby brothers, so you might not see the full stream. Fair enough. Understandable, you got things to do. How are we doing for coal on these? I accidentally picked up some from there. I did not want to do that, actually. That's okay, though. How are we doing up here? We still got a good bit of coal in all of this. We're fine. Okay, after these are done, I think I'm gonna make a few more drills. I'm gonna harvest a little bit more coal and then do a little bit more iron. Because those are the main things right now, mostly because, uh, well, in essence, our production of everything else relies on the production of coal. So, yeah, coal is kind of the backbone of, well, the coal is the backbone of most factories. Main thing is coal is pretty easy to come by. Not just because, oh, it's all over the place, blah blah blah, but because it doesn't really get used up all that much. Like you use one coal to smelt like 5 plates or something like that. You use one coal to get, like, I put 20 something coal in here, like 21, 22 coal. This is still powering us like, what, 10 minutes later? We don't need to worry that much about coal. Yes, I'm talking about in the game. I mean, like, the stuff I'm talking about right now. I'm making a factory in the game. Anyways, we're gonna set this up. There we go. Now we got a 2x2 of coal producing drills. We got a lot of extra coal, so let's just pull that up a little bit. Let's go ahead and place these down, and we'll fill up all of this. That should be fine. Now we're producing a little bit more iron, which is going to be useful. And we are able to make a few assembling machines. I'll make 1 or 2 of these, but there isn't much we really need to make at the moment using them. There's a couple of pretty useful things to craft just automatically. Some notable ones are ammo. Ammo can be really annoying to craft because you go through them super fast. They take up, individual bits of ammo don't take up that much iron, but in terms of lots of ammo, which you need, that can be very costly. I think it is. Let's look. Actually, we can just check. 4 plates. 4 plates for 1 clip of ammo, and that will last you actively shooting like 2 seconds maybe. And that's ignoring goddamn whatever it's called. Turrets eat up ammo like nobody's business. You can bring like 200 ammo to destroy a small nest, and you go through literally all of it. You run out and lose. So you need to be really careful about your ammo. Okay. Anyways, we do have electric miners, which I am happy about because we can start doing some actual automation now. So, thinking of that, what would be the next best thing to make? What would be the next best thing to make? This repair packs, I think, are also another one that used to just be completely free. You had it by default. Not anymore. Do we have it? You know what? Looking at this, I think they may have. I could be wrong. To be clear, I could be completely off. I feel like they dialed back how many things are researched with just red science. I feel like there used to be a lot more. Are there any of these in here that I'm like, yeah, that was definitely with red science before? Maybe not. I think, no, not tool belt. Actually, I don't think so. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but I really feel like there used to be more. Technology, exactly. We're gonna do turrets next. Turrets aren't technically actively helpful with many things, but they are undoubtedly important. So we're going to place down an assembler. We'll just set it to make a little bit of ammo for us really quick. And we'll throw whatever iron we have in there so that we can get a little bit of ammo. So I'm thinking we want to place at least 1 or 2 turrets over by, more or less we want to place them over by our steam engine, because that is a lot closer to the bugs, the biters, whatever you want to call them. I think most people say biters. And therefore it is a lot more likely to be attacked. So I'm going to place 1 or 2 turrets around here when I get the chance. Coal and electricity. That's basically it so far. We're making electricity with coal to mine iron and make iron bars. Those are the basics of it. I think for the moment, what I will do instead of having like a full setup, because in general the electric mining drills are faster, what I can do is just have the same setup like as we have now, except we just have the drills. Basically the drills don't need coal, so I only need to fuel. I only need to fuel those and not the drills themselves. That way, I save on coal power, or coal use. There you go. So not only is this going to be running faster, so I'm making more iron in general, I'm also saving on coal. We are drilling, exactly. We are drilling iron and smelting it. You get it. That's basically all that's going on here. And I am gonna do the same thing over with the other stuff. Turrets are done, by the way. Let's yeah, I guess let's do military next. That one's not as important, but it's nice to have. But yeah, you basically got it. We're just drilling stuff. That's all this is. One nice thing is now that I have the extra burner drills that I picked up, I can instead use them to just produce more coal. It's kind of like a endless cycle. Anyways, I actually technically don't have the power line all the way pulled down here yet, but there we go. Now we do. And let's make sure to actually power the furnaces. There we go. Now we're producing a significant bit more resources in general. I don't actively need stone, but it would be useful to mine a little bit of stone. Actually, you know, I kind of do actively need stone. I kind of ran out. But we are going to just mine some stone directly into a box. Normal wooden chest. Okay. Now, last thing, or not last thing I'm going to do, but next I'm just going to go make sure we have our boiler completely filled up. Also, speaking of which, I think our boiler just ran out. Yeah, it did. Sees. As soon as I clicked the power line, it happened. We are going through a lot more coal now. We're going through a lot more. And that's because we are actually using up a ton more power than we did before. Looking here, we are actually, yeah, we're operating at half capacity. And look how fast this coal is draining. Look at how fast that's going down. So at this point, we kind of just need to run back and forth, grabbing the coal from our mine, and then running back up and refilling it. So in order to stop having to do that, what we can do instead is, in essence, put a conveyor belt down, have the conveyor belt go all the way up here, and throw the coal in. There we go. Okay, before I do that, though, I'm gonna make a turret. Gonna fill up our thing. Whatever this is called. Lab. Hooray! Stream time. Alright, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put this right here. And I'm gonna fill this up with a handful of firearm magazines. I think I do want to make one more turret just in case, because we do also have the colony up here as well. So I'm going to put one over here by our little assembling machine. That way, just in case they come from that way, we'll be covered. Okay. Now, let's see, how's our power doing? We're already down a little bit low. What I might do really quick, let's get a burner inserter and another chest. What I can do with these is the burner inserter will fuel itself from our coal. It'll fuel itself from this coal, and it will pull from this chest, put it into this boiler. That way, this doesn't rely on the power. It doesn't rely on power from the boiler and the steam engines, but it'll keep filling this up, and we just have a little bit more storage space to keep our coal. So, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. That'll be useful. So that means we should have enough power for a while to keep everything up and running. We got a ton of coal to fill everything with. I should have grabbed this copper really quick. There we go. How are we doing for stone? Nice. I'm gonna grab that. Don't actively need it right now, but I know I will soon. Refill some of this. A lot of iron going. All right. We're starting to make progress. So, I think next step, we're gonna have to make our coal conveyor belts. We finished our military technology. I'm not super worried about that right now. I might craft a new gun. How much does that cost? We could do a shotgun or a submachine gun. I feel like I never used the shotgun. Let's try it. Make a shotgun. Why not? It does require its own separate ammo type, but that's fine. I can make some of that. Because the main problem with the shotgun is, even though it technically could do a lot more damage, in practice, it tends not to. In practice, it tends to shoot slower. Like, this shoots 10 per second, so 10 times 550. This shoots 1 per second. Or sorry, yeah, 10 times 550, 1 per second, and it's 12 times 8, so that's it is technically a lot more damage. It just it doesn't work very well. It doesn't work very well. That's only from my experience, though. I haven't used it in a while, so maybe it is just better since they released 2.0. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's see. Is this copper? That is here. An important bit is I want to place these in a spot where it will only get copper, because if I place it in a spot where it might get another resource, that'll clog up the conveyor belts. And sometimes, no, I was gonna say sometimes that's fine. It's not. It's never fine for there to be like mixed stuff on conveyor belts. You can do two different things on different sides of the conveyor belt, but if it's like all mixed together, that can be a problem. Two different things on one side of the conveyor belt is not going to work unless you're very tightly controlling it with logistics, which is something I have not touched ever, so I'm not gonna bother with that. Anyways, next research, probably logistics. That's a pretty important one. Another one we don't like actively need, but this one we're like 100%. Yeah, we definitely need that soon. Not necessarily soon, but no, yeah, soon. You're gonna have to go to sleep at 7 since it's my school day, and you wake up at 6:20 from your alarm. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to sleep early too. I recently got employed. Hooray! So, yeah, I gotta go to work. I gotta go to bed earlier than I would usually have to. Although I was still trying to go to sleep kind of early before. Logistics. Logistics is essentially we have our default conveyor belts. We get those by default. Logistics lets us do underground belts and splitters. Those are both very important. Underground belts basically lets you take the conveyor belts and they go underneath buildings. Sometimes that's the only way you can actually fit things into small spaces, that kind of stuff. And then splitters, even though they're called splitters, they're also able to combine two different belts. So essentially you can either split two different conveyor, or you can split one conveyor belt into two, or you can combine two into one. And both of those are very important because like if you have two different coal lines, then you put those together. If you have one iron line, you want to split into two because you need to create two different things. You can do that. You can do so many different things with those, and they're very, very important to actually getting anything automated in your factory. But also, hello, welcome in. I'm pretty sure I've seen you around, but it's been 2 weeks since I've streamed, so I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure you were hanging out back then, though. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, as I was saying before, I got employed. Why can a splitter do the opposite of its name? Don't ask me. No, that's just how it works. Because it has two inputs, and then it, basically... I need to make more conveyor belts. It has two inputs, and then it has two outputs, and it splits it evenly between the two. You missed the Stardew Valley streams? That was a while ago. Actually, no, that's not true. Abu do a Stardew Valley stream recently? I think they did do one or two recently, but that may be coming back. That may be coming back soon. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. A message from my mom. I don't have an underground belt. I can't go that way. I don't have it unlocked yet. I'm sorry. Anyways, I crafted like the perfect amount. So now, once we actually power it up, the coal is going to be... Oh, they were keeping that very low stocked. For now, I'll just like do this. I'll manually throw some coal onto the conveyor belt so that it doesn't run out, but in essence, the coal is going to run along the conveyor belt. As you can see right now, it's run along this. Eventually, it was gonna... once we get it powered on, it's gonna work. Main problem thing I'm worried about right now? Satisfaction... it's about 50%. Yeah, I think we're good. I never really watched regular show. Never really watched it that much. I watched I don't remember. I think I watched a few episodes. But it just wasn't the thing I ended up watching as a kid. So, anyways, here we go. We got coal going onto the conveyor belt and make its way up. Let's see. How's... Okay. So what do these bars mean? You might be asking, like these lines at the top. So top middle is energy production. This is how much energy we're creating out of the maximum we can make. So this is going up and down depending on what's turned on, what's not. But in essence, we are producing just below the maximum we can. This left bar is the satisfaction, which is the basically how much power our system wants compared to how much it's actually getting. Right now, it's fully satisfied. What the? How are you doing? You still have stickers in your hair, by the way? Okay. How's Abu? Bye bye. But also I didn't even see you ask. I was just explaining it. But yeah, so satisfaction is how much it wants versus how much it's actually getting. Right now we're completely satisfying it, but you can see this production bar, it's going up. It keeps going up in the graph and over here, which means we're gonna need to make some more power pretty soon. Otherwise our factory is gonna get mad at us. And by mad at us, I mean it's either gonna shut down or everything's gonna run super slow, which is not the greatest. So, to count, I have so much coal in my inventory. I need to find some way to get rid of that. I guess once I make a smelting array. Yeah, let's go walk along this. Fun fact, if you walk along conveyor belts, you get a speed boost. But if you walk along it the wrong way, you get a speed penalty? Penalty. That's right. What the hell? Anyways, yeah, this is going. But yeah, I'll actually put these in here. Actually, this is a good example. Now, if we look at this, this is going down. The satisfaction is going down as more stuff is getting used. We're not fully creating all the power we need. So to fix that, we're gonna need to more or less just make more power. I don't remember if Abu did, but I wasn't personally the one who played Slime Rancher, so I wouldn't know. I do need to make more steam engines. I need to make boilers. And in case you don't know, there's two people who play on this channel, and I was not the one who happened to be playing Slime Rancher. So if you're confused about like, what? You didn't play Slime Rancher? What are you talking about? That's why. Yes, it's a shared account, basically. Not permanently. We're thinking of creating like a completely separate account that's dedicated to both of us doing stuff together, but at the moment, yeah, it's just a shared account that we're both using because she's been busy with a lot of things. A lot of things. Also, I need to press Alt because that helps a lot. Fun fact, if you press Alt in this game, then you're able to see what each individual thing is making, what it's filled with, blah, blah, blah. You're able to see a lot more info just all around. So that's probably useful for someone who will eventually play this game, maybe. If they will even end up remembering that they can do it by the time it becomes relevant to them. But anyways, now that we have a second set of things, we can now see this bar is back around the middle. We can see that our satisfaction is back to normal. And we're doing okay. We're doing all right. Was I the only person who thought you used a girl filter for some streams? That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, no. Just different people. I mean, I guess it's understandable if you just didn't know, but that's kind of funny. Yeah, no, I was just using a girl filter, bro. I need to make some turrets because I'm thinking I'm gonna go commit acts of violence. It's not against the Geneva Convention because they're not human. Anyways, I'm gonna create a chest really quick so that I can throw some of this extra stuff in because I really have nowhere to put this extra. Well, I can just throw some of this stone in here, but some of this stuff needs to go. My voice that would be a real big change. That would be crazy if it got that much deeper over the course of like what, a week. But yeah, no, it's just different people. All right, let's go do this after I get a little bit more ammo. I need a lot of ammo. What's going on? No, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. All right, this is how it works. There we go. All right, so I got my 94 bullets. Let's go see what we can do. I'm Wolfer. Last time you saw Abu stream, she sounded tired. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. She's been dealing with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. But let's start by just placing 2 of our turrets, giving it a little bit of ammo. And this will be our like baseline. This is where we're going to come back if we get overwhelmed. And we can draw them in. And now we get a little bit closer. And we're going to do this. Ooh, I didn't think about that. I don't have repair packs unlocked, do I? I need to take these spitters out manually. I don't like this. There we go, we're good. Okay, well, one of our things got destroyed. That's not ideal. And the other one is very low on health. Luckily, both the spitters are dead, which was like the biggest threat to us. So now we can just hang out here, and our turrets will destroy the nest. And there we go. Next research, we're doing a repair pack. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I always forget repair packs exist, honestly. Always forget. Anyways, I think it averaged the health of both of them out. That's weird. I didn't think it would do that. Roaches! Yeah, basically. Welcome back. Please don't tell me my internet died. Did my internet... Okay, no, my internet's okay. It's just being a little bit slow. Okay, there we go. Now stream's back to kind of normal. Sorry, I think it lagged out. Yeah, it just suddenly started raining pretty bad, so that might be why. Let's see. Can you play Barry blah 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 at some point? Maybe at some point. But yeah, stream just lagged out. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, I just really need these repair packs pretty much. Really need them. But we dealt with our first nest. That wasn't technically necessary for us to do, but more or less I was just paranoid that at some point those guys would form a raid party and attack us, and it was a defensive war. Please believe me, it was all in the name of protecting myself. It was self-defense. The internet problems are consistent with both streamers. Well, we live in the same house now, so Have you ever streamed Roblox games? Yes, actually. We were both streaming Swarm Simulator together for a while. Uh, and we did some Roblox horror games. We tend to do that every Halloween. Uh, yeah, we haven't done Roblox in a little while, but I don't know. Maybe at some point. Maybe at some point we'll return to it. We used to do the finding stupid Roblox games and just looking around for something random and dumb and playing that for a little while. All right. I'm just gonna, even though they're, well, I'll just place all of them down here. It's fine. Give them a little bit more ammo. I just want the repair pack so I can actually deal with it. But I guess while we're waiting for that, well, first off, let's make some more assembling machines. We need a couple more assembling machines. So there's a couple things that would be very useful to have automated. One of the main ones, I guess I will place it around here. It's fine. Let's see, we're gonna need to grab a couple inserters to get this working. I think these are, no, they're not our first. These are our first normal inserters, not our first inserters in general. Need this, this, this. And I'm gonna grab some chests. We're going to create a... first off, we need gears, and then we need transport belts. Because I would like to start automating some conveyor belts. Because, to be honest, those are one of the things that take the most time to craft in general. They can be really frustrating to craft, so yeah, let's just automate that for a little while. It's not like a super sophisticated automation or anything, but it'll keep us going for a little bit. Um, let's see what's going on. Surely GTA 6 comes out as expected. Maybe. I'm probably not going to play it though. The other thing we might want to automate a bit more is ammo. That could be nice, but we already have like just the, oh, just stick some plates in there. So I think that's fine. Alright, we're still going with this. Anyways, research is still not done. Did I miss some? How many more do we need? What? I guess 5 more. I may have did 20 instead of the actual amount. That's possible. But we're doing fine on ammo right now, honestly. Not a huge deal. We got 94. All of our turrets are pretty loaded up. So we should be okay. Jeremy is Ant. Christmas. It come out Christmas. It's Christmas. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. Please stop advertising the freaking Jeremy call. Please. Please stop it. Please. Anyways, what else do we need to make right now? I also didn't bother making armor. I'm pretty sure I'm technically able to make some light armor. Too bad. I don't need lights that much because I have the a mod to make it more visible, which is a lot more convenient. I don't know. Is there anything? If you join my Patreon, meow. Sorry, that was supposed to be the like donation goal. Shouldn't have done that. But yeah, if you join, by the way, advertisement time. If you join Discord, we have a Minecraft server. We have a Minecraft server. You don't need to like pay anything. All you need to do is be subscribed to the YouTube channel, join the Discord server, and then you can be there. You can be there. You could be there. You can be playing. And also Patreon is basically like monthly donation kind of thing. Bro, again? I forgot this was the freaking person. They were already warned about that. Yeah, I don't. Yeesh. All right. Anyways, we are going to figure out what to do next. We got a lot more transport belts, so that's pretty nice. I suppose let's start setting up. Let's start setting up a smelter array. We need to get this iron going soon. We need the iron. If I remember, it was 24, wasn't it? I was about to say it's 32, but now it's 24. Okay, so to do this, we're going to have it start over here. I think that was one too many. It was one too many. We do need a little bit of room in the center, about that much. Yeah, that seems right. Cool. And now let's start setting up some conveyor belts. We need one going right down the center. Right down the center. We need one going down the side. And we need another going down this side. I am gonna need for this one to make 2 splitters, I believe. Yeah, that's right. I need to make 2 splitters. So I'm gonna get rid of these off of my thing so that I can make room for other stuff. There we go. We're gonna have our splitters on either side. That seems probably because they were tired. Not gonna lie, bro. Probably because they were tired. Yes, I have played RimWorld actually. Both me and Abu have played it. Um, I really like it. I really This is a problem I have with a lot of games is I play them and I'm like having fun with them and then I end uh and I'm playing them a ton for like a week or two and then I end up stopping playing them and by the time I want to play again there's like a new update or I just want to start a new world or whatever and I never actually finish it. I have not finished RimWorld, I have not finished Factorio. I need to figure it out. But yes, I have played RimWorld. It's a really fun game. I enjoy it, and I know Abu enjoys it too. Not mostly, but in large part, because she can have many animals to throw into her farm. Bro, there's one world where we had literally like 30 llamas. We had 30 llamas because we did not even try to curb the overpopulation. It was funny. I already made these and I just forgot about it. Whoops. Baby, exactly. Alright, more electric mining drills. Yeah, unfortunately, Abu will have to be awake while I go and get some actual rest because now I actually have to work in the morning, so the horrors of employment. Anyways, I know I'm not being serious. I swear. You play this game? Cool. Me too. In case you couldn't tell. You have to retry RimWorlds. You bought it on Steam. It only spent an hour. Also complicated. Yeah, it is. Well, yes, it is complicated. I wouldn't say it's the most complicated. Well, for sim games like that, yeah, it's pretty complicated. It's pretty complicated. I was gonna say, well, technically, there's other games that are more complicated, but no, it is just a complicated game. It just is. No, it is not my first time playing Factorio. I've played it a decent bit before. Some of this stuff is new to me. I haven't done that much of 2.0 yet. So in that regard, a lot of this is like basically brand new. Um, but yeah, I played a decent bit of Factorio. Just started an internship. Ooh, nice. Yeah, no, I have a much more, I guess, lowly. I have a much more lowly job than that. Um, I hope the internship goes well. I had one, uh, like however long ago. How long would it be? 4 or 5 years ago. Uh, that one was it was pretty good. It was the thing I wanted to do, but I don't think the company was the best. So I hope yours goes well. I need to place my inserters. I kind of stopped explaining the stuff. I'm just kind of doing things now. I think it's fine, but basically I'm making a smelting array, so I'm shoving the iron and the coal into this whole thing, and it's eventually gonna turn mysteriously into ingots. That's more or less what this is. I can move one of these. There we go. Um, you're doing better than this goober I know who started playing, didn't even get to Blue Science, decided to play Castorio 2 Spaced Out. I don't even know what that one is. I haven't heard of that one. Um, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm only I think the first I got was Blue Science. I don't think I've gotten further. I think the time I actually did get to Blue Science was also a lot further. How do I explain it? It was lot longer of a time ago. It was before a lot of the more recent change, not even more recent changes. It's just before a lot of changes that make it very different now, I would say. Um, ooh, let me search this up. I'm sorry, this is very off topic, but I am in vaguely the same realm. Nice. Comptia. That's awesome. I really need to get some certificates. I got a degree in computer science middle of last year. Um it's a tough industry right now to actually get a job. Uh as you can probably imagine. But yeah, I need to figure out a way to get some certificates to boost my resume. But yeah, that's awesome that you're able to get that. I hope it goes well for you and you can get your certificate. One more. How are we doing? There we go. All right, let's throw this in here. Awesome. Now we are producing quite a lot more iron. Let's see. How much is this gonna give us? Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Okay, so now that's running. Um, that is pushing onto conveyor belts, which means we're able to hook that up to whatever ends up needing some more iron. But that is not necessary right now because we can just leave it. It's going to produce iron for us and we can just figure it out. Uh, yeah, don't worry about that. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the fact Undertale is a much more popular game that also happens to be a top down. And it would be better for the YouTube algorithm if I put it under Undertale. That's definitely not what's going on. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Undertale is just much more popular, and we were thinking of like any other top-down game that would be uh more popular. For me, it was between like Stardew or Undertale, and I was just like, yeah, Undertale will probably bring more people, so we'll do that. I think it worked. We've gotten a decent number of viewers so far. A lot of people are in chat talking. I appreciate you all, by the way, for showing up in chat. I know it takes up a good bit of time from your day to come in and just hang out, but it's always nice to have people. You thought your Chrome was buggy? Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Bug, just like, hey, this is Undertale actually. Just so you know. See this game right here. You see this game. You see this man in whatever outfit he's in. This is Undertale. This is Frisk. This guy right here, this is Frisk. This pole, this is Sans. Don't worry about it. Stop thinking. You're watching Undertale. Da 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 da. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I hope Abu's not here because if she is, she's gonna yell at me for doing that. Anyways, what am I doing now? I'm not really like thinking anymore. I'm just kind of wandering around. Okay, let's grab. Actually, no, I can. Yeah, let's do some more assembling machines, and we'll do a little bit of convenience stuff right now. Well, yeah, a little bit of convenience stuff. That works. Okay, so first of all, Inserters, what they need? That's too much right now. All right, we're just gonna do simple things. Do simple things, relatively speaking. For inserters, but yeah, we're gonna do this. We're basically gonna do the same thing we did before. We want our wheels and we want our belts, and we're just gonna go ahead and throw those into another chest. And this time, iron is gonna be automated, so we don't even really need to worry about it. It's just gonna keep making them for us. It'll be cool. I don't have fast inserters yet, which kind of sucks, but uh, uh, there. The next thing I wanted to do here, this will work now. We're gonna do a chest, assembling machine. We're gonna do 2 labs. Actually, I guess we do two assembling machines. That works. And we're going to do a very similar thing, but this one, we're going to do copper wire. And I kind of need to wait, but it's whatever. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I think you might be able to see where this is going. Maybe. Possible. Might also just not. I don't blame you if you don't. I'm waiting for the craft, including the lab. Do one there. Actually, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. One there, one there. These, and now we got our assembly machine. We're gonna set this one to automation science pack. And I'm making the wrong thing. God damn. Why did I break all of these? I didn't need to do that. Anyways, yeah, this needs just more gears. Not, I thought it was copper wires. I misremembered. Anyways, we're gonna do this, and this one's still gonna be this. And then I wanted to do another chest, like somewhere over here, and we'll pull in, and we'll just do like a bunch of copper plates. And now we're kind of starting to automate our red science. It's not like a good automation, but we're kind of starting to do it. Hooray! And I wish this would go faster, is the only thing. The only way to make it faster at this point is just to make more assembly machines, but you know what? I think it's fine. I think it's fine for the moment. I think that'll be enough to power 2 of them at once. And I'm okay with that. I am going to craft a couple more on my own and power it over here. Anyways, I also want the rest of these transport belts. Hell yeah, we got so many. Got so many transport belts. But right now we're working towards fast inserters. Those are pretty useful. Essentially, they're just inserters, but they run faster, so they have like more capacity, which is nice. It is not the most necessary thing, but there's a good number of things they're useful for. One thing you may have saw over there, over here. I put 2 labs next to each other, and they were taking assembly. They were the one behind was taking the science packs from the one in front. That is usually how I set up my labs, just because it's a really simple setup. You don't have to worry about taking up like a huge amount of space and conveyor belts going all the way around, because fast inserters are just good, fast enough to like just throw them all the way back super quickly. So that's why I did that. Otherwise, they're good for things like throwing stuff in chests if you want to do that. For later on, or for stuff like this, where you see here, this goes red for a little bit, like the iron isn't loaded fast enough to have it constantly crafting. You're able to do fast inserters in these instances. Would you be interested in free cert? It's like a course, Google or I can just search it. Um, yeah, I could do something like that. I'm not sure. I don't know. Thing thing is, it's I don't know. I'll find something. It's in hashtag coding if you're interested. Okay, fair enough. Main thing is I want like a professional cert. Like some of those ones where it's like uh, whatever it would be, like C++ cert, Python cert, blah blah blah. All those are kind of nice, but when I already have the degree, it's like I think it's pretty clear I know that stuff. And the beginner ones especially are like, well, you know the basics. I don't know. It's hard to figure out which ones are there. Yeah, it's great to be for your resume. That's fair. So much iron. Um, anything else I want to make right now, or research rather? I want to do steel. I haven't even done copper yet. Steel is kind of out of my realm. Might just do one of these. These ones, oh, oh well, 10% extra shooting speed, so that would, what would that look like? It's not. What's the maximum you can? Shotgun shells shooting speed goes to 40. No, plus. Wait, what? Okay, so how does that work? So I'm trying to do the math in my head because it's just like it wouldn't go to just 0.9 seconds, right? Right? No, it definitely wouldn't. So I don't know. I don't know how much faster that actually means it's gonna get. We'll see. Oh, okay. I'm doing the math in my head. I'm going doing because if it was plus 100% speed, it would be half. So it'd be whatever 1/110 is. That's one over 110. Yeah. Yeah. Or sorry, 100 over 110. So that's basically zero point 0.9. I don't know. I suppose I may as well do that. I suppose it's probably useful. Anyways, kind of chilling for the moment. I kind of just need to work on getting the copper thing up and running. The copper array, because once that's going, then I'm more or less set for a while. But I think it's been an hour or so. We are going to save this game as streaming. Save. And we are going to finish up for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's really appreciated. A lot of people showed up, hung out, and you are all in my heart as very cool and awesome people. Hope to hear back from you next stream, more or less. And I will see y'all later.